With a review of Generation 1 Mindwipe. Is of course the 1987 Headmaster generation. Sorry, the first wave of Headmasters from 87. I think my voice is a little bit croaky today. Got coming down with a bit of a hay fever, so apologies for that if I sound a little bit like Barry White in places. Anyway, yeah, Mindwipe. Headmaster from 87. One of the six if you count Scorpion up of the Decepticon Headmasters that came out in that year, but one of the three, I suppose now we'd call them sort of deluxe Headmasters, along with Skullcruncher and Weirdwolf. You obviously have Snapdragon and Eight-Face as well, but they were slightly bigger and triple changes, so you know, you've got this guy with Skullcruncher and Weirdwolf. He is a figure that I had as a kid, or rather my brother had as a kid, so I have fond memories of this guy. This obviously isn't the original toy that I had. It's one I picked up on eBay, and it's a really nice example. But yeah, I had very fond memories of this. Very cool paint scheme with the black and the purple, and yes, it's rather nice. So bat mode, you've got the wings can move, the head doesn't move or anything like that, and you've got sort of movement on the tail here. If you want to display it in bat mode, you can't really stand it up properly like that. You have to move the tail forward like that to basically sort of balance it. It probably won't do it now. Now I've got it on this cloth thing, but anyway, you can sit like that. But you're not going to display it in bat mode, are you? You're always going to display it in robot mode. Accessories wise, this guy comes with his little pistol, which is a Viper pistol apparently, and of course here is Vorath, his Headmaster head. Nebullian companion. Let's put my wipe to the side for one moment. Standard articulation with a original Wave 1 Headmaster. You've got arm articulation. Always very careful when you're doing those, because we've all seen armless Headmasters. In fact, I won't even bother doing the other one. Oh, yeah, it does move, but you know, you've got to be careful. And of course, it's got some leg crazy Chun-Li spinning bird kick articulation on the legs, and there we go. But they are nice little detailed figures. They all had, the molds are all very similar, but they're not the same. So each of the heads, each of the Nebullian companions had a slightly different molded head and different chest components, bits and pieces. But the Decepticon ones, as I've said in previous reviews, they have little rocket boosters on their legs, which is kind of cool, because the fact all in the G1 continuity, all the Decepticons could fly in robot mode. So I guess that is why the Nebullian companions have them too. So we'll go ahead and transform Mindwipe into robot mode. Do the head first. It's the same as with all the Headmasters. Pop the visor, fold him over. You've got head mode. Mindwipe himself, you pop over the compartment. Oh, I should say, I did forget to mention that as with all the Wave 1 Headmasters, or indeed all the Headmasters in fact, the Nebullian companions can sit inside the robots, which is very cool, and I always like that as a kid, that the fact that the little dudes could hide inside the main sort of transformer. So we'll go ahead and transform him. Just fold the tail back, pop the head down, legs come down, feet pop out, spin these round, pop the wings back, and bring the arms down, or round, or whatever. Pop the fists out. There's little tabs on here. Pop out. you do have to be careful with these because they are quite susceptible to breaking, so probably best to finish it off by pulling it out like that. And there we go, and head goes on. Let's give him his gun, and he is ready to hypnotise Autobots and kick some ass, as he did in the cartoon, as he did in the Rebirth. Very cool. So yeah, here we have Rebel Mode. Awesome colour scheme, black and purple. You know, you can never go wrong with black and purple. Just look at Skywalk. Looks great in Rebel Mode, looks great in Bat Mode as well, but definitely prefer the Rebel Mode. This is the official transformation, but some people will display their Mindwipe like so, with the wings out like that, but I think it probably looks better. I prefer it like that, and also when you're putting it on your shelf, it kind of takes up a crap ton of room if he's got his wings hanging out. So, yeah, so things to watch out for this guy in robot mode. Well, in general, really. The main thing with Mindwipe is the tabs on the hands, on the arms. They are very, very susceptible to being broken off. You will find probably the majority of Mindwipe figures out there on eBay and stuff will have one, if not both, of these pegs missing. I think most people tend to list it in the item description, but if they don't, then I would just double check with the seller, because it would kind of suck if you didn't have one like that, because the hands are a real bugger to get out. I have had one. I have had a Mindwipe before which had the pegs missing. Other things to bear in mind, other than the usual sort of stuff with Headmasters, make sure they've got both the arms, because you know the arms do unfortunately disappear. The visor. And the chest piece for the stat readout. Mindwipe's very strong, would appear. That's the main thing. I did once see a rather odd thing with one Mindwipe figure that I picked up in the lot some years ago. This tail was the wrong way round. I can only think that it snapped off at some point or come loose and had been replaced or put back in place, but the wrong way round. So I guess that's probably an oddity rather than the norm, but that's probably worth bearing in mind that he has. Make sure he's got his tail. Yeah, that is really it. So things to watch out for. Price wise, Mindwipe. A few years back, you would be lucky to get one for 50 quid. He did seem to be rather expensive. The prices on G1 stuff have dropped in recent years. I probably said that in videos gone by, but I think it's due to the economic climate. People haven't got enough money to bid on stuff as much as they would, so prices in general, especially of things that, I mean, okay, Mindwipe is harder to get than some figures, but he's not, there's always one or two on eBay at least. Auction wise, you're looking at around about the £35 mark for a complete one, which is pretty much what I paid for this one. And you come with instructions too. There we go. But yeah, looking around about £35 mark. But you will see them listed for buy nows for around about 50 quid. But you don't need to pay that much. So I wouldn't. Obviously, the price is going to be affected by whether the pins are missing. If those are missing, then I would say knock a tenner off that price really, because a decent condition Mindwipe without a head and a gun will go for around a tenner. So there we go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the review, and thanks for watching, and I will be doing some more soon, I hope. I always say that, and then it ends up being several months before I do, but hey, I'm back for this one, so you lucky people. Okay, take it easy, and I'll see you again real soon. Take it easy, goodbye for now, etc, etc. Toodles, bye.